Hello, welcome to the tvONE Training Academy studio. In this session we're going to be looking at CORIO 2 keying. So we're going to look at keying on the whole family, and the menus are essentially the same, whether you're using something like this, the 1TC2 750, which is what we're going to be using today, or even the 2855, the 6000 or the 8000 families. It is fairly the same. Before we dive into the menus, I just want to show you the front panel here of the 750, because in a moment I'm going to be working almost exclusively with the on-screen displays. So you can see across the front I have my menu button, and next to it I've got buttons that are called pip and key. Those buttons are used for selecting the menu, so you can see the up and down arrows below pip and key. Those buttons also have functions as well, so if I hit pip it will make a pip. If I hit key, it will turn the keyer on, and likewise all across the front of the unit. If you want to see more about the 750, please watch one of our earlier videos. Now, and if I hit the menu button, you'll notice that at the top of the screen the menu button appears. Okay, so that's how we control a 1TC2 750. A couple of things that are really important to know. First of all, is we're going to be working in YUV color space, and I'll show you a chart for YUV in a moment. The important thing is what we do is we separate out the image into its luminance and its chrominance. So you can see the full image there on the top left. Then you've got the luminance information, and then the color information out as well, split between U and V, and I'll explain a little bit more about that in a moment. What this means is that we can keep all the detail in the luminance signal and in the color signals if we want to. If we want to increase the number of video streams we can send, or the number of video signals we can put around our facility, we can lower the quality or the sampling on the color. So you've probably heard of 444, 422 and other ways of sampling. So what that means is in 444 you give equal bandwidth to the luminance and the chroma, and in a 422 signal you're giving half the bandwidth to this color and the full bandwidth to the black and white. Now, to explain YUV a little bit more, this is a really useful chart. You can download these from anywhere on the web. I mean, a good place to start is Wikipedia. That's where the last image I showed you was from. And in this graphic you can see that this is the YUV color gamut. It's the BT709. So you need to know the BT709 is for HD images. There's also BT601, generally for standard definition images, but it's also used sometimes in encoding formats as well. I'm going to be using BT709 because I'm coming from a HDMI source, a high resolution source. In fact, I've got a couple of HDMI sources coming into my unit today. Now, if you look across the top, you can see we have scales yellow to blue and green to red, and I guess you're asking where's the luminance. Well, the luminance, actually this diagram, if you couldn't draw it, is actually in 3D. So the luminance is coming out this way. So 0 at the back is the darkest colors, 255 at the front is the brightest colors, and you can notice that across the top it goes from 0 to 255, and on the left it goes from 0 to 255 as well. So this is how we key with the CORIO 2 range. So if we're to look to delve in, and I wanted to say key a green screen, it's just really simple. What we can do is we can come across and we can roughly plot what the values are going to be. So let's go into the menu. So we're in the keying menu. We're adjusting the top level, which is fine. We're going to turn the keyer on. You'll notice when I turn the keyer on, right away it's set up for a luma key. There's two types of key. Luma keying is keying off black and white, chroma key is off color, and you can see across the bottom and at the top here it's keyed out already in the blacks here. So let's get back to the menu. Let's push menu again. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the full depth of color range. So do you remember I said we have 0 to 255 across the top and down the side, and the luminance comes out. I first of all need to enabler that. So I'm just going to come across on my menu and wind this up to 255 to give me the full range. So I'm just holding down the button and the number is just rolling up. Now I'm doing this using the buttons on the front panel, but there's also CORIO Tool Suite, which is a software we could use as well. So there we go. So I've gone up to 255, and what it's done is it's shown you the full video behind. Yeah, so that's what I expect to do. I've effectively got no key on here. So let's just go across the menus, Y, and you can see I can add softness in here as well. I'm going to come on to U. Now, the numbers I think I had were around sort of the mid 50s and 120. So let's get this up. For a while you will see what appears to be nothing happening. It is happening. It just happens. It just all comes together on the last value. So I'm just going to set this up the mid 50s. Let's see, maybe 57, and then select that. I'm going to come across and I'm going to knock. Sorry, let's go back a minute. I'm going to knock this guy back here to the mid 90s. So you see, I'll just come back, and you can see now the green has started coming in, and I'm just remembering the values I had on that curve, and you can see gradually this will come back in. So let's make this around 90. You can now see my color gamut appearing. Yeah, so we'll just keep on coming back. Maybe make it around, yeah, just around 90, I think. And now we're going to come across, and we are going to select the V values. These, if you remember, here's the values here. They're around 50 and 87. So let's select the first one. So we're going to knock this one right up to 50 really quickly. Yeah, and then we're going to do the second value, which is around 90. So at the moment I'm just doing this roughly because I can finesse it in a minute. And you can see as I'm doing this, the values are getting closer and closer and closer. So you can see now on my main screen, that's now cutting in as I get closer. So you can see initially when I was putting numbers in, it appeared like as if nothing was happening, but it actually was behind the scenes. It just shows only in the last few button pushes how close you're getting. So I'm getting closer and closer. Just need to pull this up now around, yeah, that's right. And you notice at the top, it's just out of value a little bit. So select that, come back. So I can select all the values as I want them, and I see I'm now cutting in. So really simple to do. So let's have a look at a real example. This is a picture of a phone or a tablet, and it's surrounded by green screen. Now, if you ever look at, that's the original version. If you look at the keyed version, which just lifted the key from before, so I'm pretty close already. I just now need to go in and get the values a little bit closer. So I'm only going to apply the one layer here, but remember this is a dual scalar device, so I could also key through the white as well. So let's just have a look where we are. So let's come back to my U values, and I'm just going to manipulate these a little bit. So I'm just going to knock this one up to 91. I want to tighten in on the color that's happening here. Let's just come in. That's added a little bit too much in. Let's come back a little bit. That's getting better. So now let's come on to the upper value of that, and I'm going to lift that up the other way just to apply more of the green. And I've left on the left hand side here, I've left the color gamut so you can see what I am doing. So let's come on to the V values. At the moment they're 55 and 94. I'm just going to try and manipulate these. So I'm going to bring this one back to give me more green. So you can see this is starting to take away green. And then the top one, the 94, I'm just going to raise that a little bit. So you can see now with every button push it's taking away a little bit more green, a little bit more green, a little bit more green. So just keep on going until the last green is out. So there you go. I've got a really clean key there around my tablet. This is a dual scaler unit, so I could carry on and actually key something or position something that with pixel accuracy into the screen as well. So there you go. That's just a quick look at the keying on the C2 range. Hope you found it interesting. There's loads more videos on our YouTube site, so please catch those and have a look at our other products. Also, if you want any hands-on training or any information, just look on our website, www.tvone.com. Thanks for watching now.